let's look around the Big 12 really quickly. Then we'll get out of here. We'll take a look at every Big 12 game and pick them. Here
All
we go.
right.
All right. There's already another big game coming up this weekend. TCU, Texas Tech
That's a big game. That's like the bottom of the barrel.
at Jones AT&T Stadium in Lubbock, Texas. It looks like Texas Tech is favored by 3. Over-under is 59.5. I'm going to go first here. I'm going to pick Texas Tech to win 38-35, covering the over-under and hitting the line exactly as a push. What do you got here for TCU versus Texas Tech?
What an ugly game, dude.
A pair of 2 and 3 teams in the Big 12.
Man, I guess who do I feel like Texas has this game. It might be more of a I think it'd be more of like a 28 like 14 game maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe 28-21. We'll go 28-21.
28-21, Texas Tech winning. And that is getting the under on the spread. I said the over. We'll see what happens. He has Texas Tech covering. I do not. We already talked about K-State versus Texas. I have K-State winning 28-20, hitting the under slightly. Money line on K-State. You also have K-State winning 35-21, which would hit the over on that game. Let's go to the other really big game in the Big 12 this weekend. Oklahoma at Oklahoma State. This is a massive, massive game.
This is massive, especially that it's in Stillwater.
Absolutely.
I have Oklahoma State winning.
Okay, what's your score? Because OU is favored by 5.5. Over under is 60.5.
60.5. Oh, okay. I would say Oklahoma State is probably going to get 36, I think, 35, 36. And OU might be like 30.
Okay, so you have the over on it, and you have Oklahoma State winning. I really, really, really want Oklahoma State to win this game. And because I'm a Big 12 guy and I'm a homer, I'm going to pick Oklahoma State to win. I don't feel great about it. I think OU is legit. KU had a big win last weekend. I got Oklahoma State winning 31-30, hitting the over slightly, and obviously Oklahoma State covering as the outright winner. Let's go to Houston versus Baylor. It looks like every Big 12 team is playing this weekend. Houston at Baylor.
Yeah, the last bye week was last week. That was TCU, okay. And yeah, there's no more bye weeks.
Houston at Baylor. Baylor favored by 4, over under 57.5. I'm going to go first here. I don't think either one of these teams are great. I do think Houston is better. They're going to respond really well after last week. I got Houston winning, I don't know, like 45-42. This is going to be super high scoring. Neither one of them have a great defense. Houston wins 45-42. What do you got?
I've got Houston winning as well, actually. Surprising. Even at Baylor, which is going to be wild. Houston's going back to Texas, and they're going to lick their wounds a little bit. They basically just said go next to K-State. They're like, yeah, it was basically just like,
they don't like the cold, man. They hated the cold up here.
They basically logged into the game, and then they're like, they forfeited like right from the start. They just did not want to be there. So, but I'm gonna say 40-36. Houston.
We both have the over, and we both have Houston winning outright. Okay, this feels like a weekend where a lot of underdogs are gonna win, man. We've picked underdogs in every single game so far. Outside of Texas Tech, that's the only one that I picked, but I even picked it as a right on the line here. But it feels like a weekend that all the underdogs are going to win. Speaking of underdogs, Cincinnati is a 3.5-point underdog at home against UCF, a pair of new Big 12 teams that are both 0-5, figuring out very quickly that the Big 12 is big boy football. I am going to have, oh man, this is tough. I don't feel like either of these teams are great. I saw UCF in person. I was impressed with their speed. Cincinnati's decent. I'm going to, because it's 57 degrees, it's a little bit chilly. I'm going to pick Cincinnati to win 28-24. Low scoring game.
Oh
Under.
my gosh, dude. If UCF loses this game, I think they fire their coach.
Oh man, really? You're calling for them
I,
to fire their coach?
I know. I think they will. Like their fans have not been happy with him at all.
No, they have not. You're right.
Oh man, dude. If they lose this game, I think UCF. The thing is, I believe that UCF has been in their games. Like they've actually like been in it. They basically just drop the ball like at fourth quarter or whatever. Like they end up like playing themselves. I think the only game that they legitimately got schooled on was the KU game. But like they dropped the ball against us in the fourth quarter. They dropped the ball against Baylor. Obviously, we all know about that game.
I watched it at your house. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was unreal. So
Was.
I think they've legitimately been in their games other than the KU game, which happened after the Baylor game.
Sure.
They've literally been in it. So, and I think Cincinnati has not been in it because I've been saying that they're a high school football team this entire year. So I'm going to say UCF wins 40. I think this is a big game for them. I think it's going to be 40 to like 14.
Oh!
41 to 14.
So you're taking the under, but you got UCF winning. All right, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, probably the third biggest game in the Big 12 this weekend.
These are all great matchups. Every
really
matchup in the Big 12 is like super hype. Holy crap, dude. Even the last one there. Wow.
KU at Iowa State. A pair of teams that are, right near each other in the standings.
Who would have thought Iowa State and KU would be at the top of the leaderboard? Who would have said that at the beginning, especially with everything happening with the gambling problem?
So Iowa State is favored by 2.5, over under 53.5. I'm going to go first here. I got Iowa State winning this game because it's a home game. They've looked a lot better throughout the season, man. They beat Oklahoma State, TCU. Their defenses look good. I'm going to take Iowa State 20. No, I'm going to take them 34-27, winning by 7 points, covering the spread and covering the over/under. I think whoever was a home team in this game was probably going to win by a touchdown. I got Iowa State winning this game, man.
Iowa State, man, they've been taking games off of good teams.
They are sneaky.
They've been taking games off of good teams, but only really when they're at home. So, and they're at home. So, and I think Kansas won their Super Bowl last week. So
they did.
They won their Super Bowl, and now they're all going to be sitting on their laurels because they think they're done. So I think this is going to be a smack on the face for KU. I think it's going to be 14-35, Iowa State.
35-14, Iowa State. Oh man,
actually,
that would
be
hilarious.
It's gonna be 20. It's gonna be 28-14, Iowa State.
Okay, 20.
I don't think Iowa State's gonna be that big.
Okay, all right. So you got the under, and I got the over. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Last game of the weekend in the Big 12, BYU at West Virginia. The Mountaineers are favored by 10 points, over under 50.5. I don't think BYU is good at all. I think West Virginia is a decent team. Having said that, I think West Virginia only wins by 9 points. We're going to go a weird score of 35-26, hitting BYU there on the spread, and then hitting the over, though, on that game. West Virginia wins 35-26. That's my weird score. What's your pick on this game, man?
Yeah, like if West Virginia didn't lose to that Hail Mary throw, they would have been.
Yeah, they'd be 4-1.
Yeah, they'd be 4-1. They'd be tied. They'd be like a 6-way tie. Can you even believe that?
Yeah, I mean,
that's crazy.
I mean, looking at their team, they lost to Penn State by a couple of touchdowns. Houston, and then their other loss was at home against Oklahoma State. Yeah, I think they're a decent team. I don't think they're a great team. Obviously, K-State destroyed Houston last weekend, 41-0, and they lost to Houston
by a Hail Mary throw. So, I don't think they're in the same league as Texas, OU, and K-State. I don't think they're in the same league, but I think they're like the gatekeepers of the good teams. You got all the literally all the bad teams that came in, and then you've got West Virginia, and then you've got all the legacy teams.
I agree. So what's your score here?
I'm gonna say that West Virginia wins. What is the
Spread's 10.
Oh, it's just under 60 points.
50 and a
I
half.
think their quarterback is gonna also have an amazing game running the ball around. He's insane. He's a quick little guy. I think they're gonna be I think they're gonna put on a show against BYU. It's gonna be like 41 to like 21.
Okay. All right. So you got the over, and you got we both have the over on this game. So if you're betting on it, hit the over on this game. But you got West Virginia covering 10 points. I do not. So that is the Big 12 picks for this weekend.